Okay, hello there, everybody. What's going on? So yeah, tonight, everybody, we are doing the Evil Within 1 on AKUMU difficulty. If you are unaware with AKUMU difficulty, literally the difficulty of the game is ramped up. With the main caveat being that you die in one hit. Any damage you take, and we're dead. But if you've watched me do this before, or you've seen me on GDQ before, we've done this run before, but this time I thought we'd amp it up, and so we're gonna be doing this run without upgrading and without using keys. Yeah, let me get started here, and I'll do a countdown to the timer. So yeah, new game, AKUMU mode, and the time is gonna start here in just a second. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, it should start here. There we go. Oh man. So yeah, just want to say a thank you to everyone for being here for such a late show. Such a late show, and a game that's particularly not that short. So I just want to thank you guys for all being here. I've had my community. If you're able to come here at this time, I was like, if you're able to come over, show some support, and we'll hang out, and we'll have a good time. But yeah, I'm gonna explain this run as we go, as much in depth as possible. There's gonna be a lot of segments in the game that are gonna be quite difficult to explain as we're going, but I'll try my best. One thing I'd like to do is give a shout out to some other people that have helped with this game. First of all, Ammo Wolf. I want to give a shout out to him. I want to give a shout out to K Hunk, the Day 0201, and Tenden. These are runners that have been. So basically, this run chat is a culmination of all the strats that have been figured out in this game over the last 10 years now.
Someone alive in here.
And yeah, we're just gonna showcase to the best of my abilities here. But if some of you guys, if you haven't seen this run before, you might have not seen my videos on YouTube. I have made AKUMU guides and so on. You might have used that somewhat a long time ago. But yeah, we're gonna show off this run here today. And yeah, I just want to thank Ek Dice here just again for inviting me back on here. So thanks a lot, Ek. Let me showcase the run. But yeah, once again, so this game has a slow intro here that we're gonna do. It's more sort of on rails, but yeah, it gives me time to explain the run. There's going to be very simple stuff what we're doing here for the first chapter, and then once we get to chapter 2, that's when it really gets into us. So, but like we were explaining at the beginning of the run, we're doing AKUMU difficulty. You die in one hit. The enemies are also more aggressive as well. This is another bunch of stuff that I'll be explaining as we go on here in the run. So there are 4 difficulty settings in this game. There's casual, survival, nightmare, and AKUMU. Nightmare and AKUMU were essentially the same difficulty, just with one hit kill added on the AKUMU mode. So if you play nightmare mode, you're gonna get the same enemy placements, the enemies with the same amount of HP and so on. So if you want a bit of an easier time, you could play nightmare. Gonna get some practice in for that. But one thing as well is that the enemies on AKUMU are slightly more aggressive, even on AKUMU compared to Nightmare. So I'll be doing certain strats to get around trying to not die as much as possible. If I can, I would like to do this run with a minimum of 2 or 3 deaths or something like that, because it's usually something that's gonna get me eventually. So the first thing we're going to do here is so you can crouch in this game. So I'm just spamming this because this actually increases our walking speed. And here we're walking up to this guy. This guy's called the Sadist. He wields a chainsaw, as you'll see later on. So to just go a bit faster, we're spamming the crouch button. There's a little small detail when we're getting the key here to escape is so I'm like spamming the crouch button to go faster, but once I get to the key, I want to be standing because it's actually a faster animation to grab the key while you're standing, and it's something you gotta like time properly because there's like a the timing of the animation. I might accidentally end up picking up the key while I'm crouched, which is a couple of seconds slower. There's all these little small things that I'll be thinking about as we're going on the run here.
Shit.
So yeah, the beginning of the game here has this sort of like a little small build-up of the game. The devs are, they're just trying to get us more into the game. It's a bit, the main parts of the game or how the game really isn't so much what you're seeing in chapter 1. So yeah, if you're wondering what is going on in this game, we are playing as a detective called Sebastian. He's come to this this sort of asylum, and he ends up entering this this sort of world that's inside a machine that we get brought into at the beginning. And basically, like everything you're seeing in the game is from the antagonist of the game. It comes from like his mind and so on. So, he's sort of like sending all these monsters against us, as you're going to see as we're going on here. So in short, that's essentially what's going on. There's obviously a lot more to it. There's a lot of, little things, little backstory and all that. But yeah, at the forefront, that's essentially what's going on. So yeah, coming up here, we're going to be running into the sadist again. There's a couple of things we'll be doing here at this part to quicken it up. Or there is actually there's a couple of points in this game where we can do a skip, but it actually requires you to take damage. And there's actually like a mini skip you can do with this segment incoming, but like I was just saying, it requires you to take damage, so we can't do it on AKUMU mode. There is a very, very tiny chance you can do it without taking damage, but it's not, yeah. It's definitely not going to happen. But it involves a locker incoming here that we're going to hide in. So, if you're wondering about, anyone's wondering about this game and how long I've been running this game, I've pretty much been running this game since just after it came out. Since, like, I really got into the run, like, late 2014. And, like, started learning the game early 2015, and, yeah. I started with survival difficulty, went on to, like, New Game Nightmare, and now sort of the main thing I'm doing is AKUMU here. Alright, so this is a waiting segment here. So there is a prompt once the prompt to leave the locker for this part here. We're waiting. Alright. So the reason I'm waiting to go into the locker here is because the prompt to exit the locker will actually go away here, because it's sort of like a scripted event. So the game like wants you to wait till you're able to leave. But if you enter the locker just before he enters the room, you can actually leave the locker whenever we like. In which we're gonna wait for him to just run past us here, and then we can leave. This will save us a couple of seconds. Alright, so the save's gonna run by here. He's gonna teleport as well. It's actually like part of the game that the sadist teleports here. That's how the devs intended this part. So you can see he's already at the end here. Yeah, we're just gonna grab a bottle and throw it over here to bait him. Right. We should be fine to just go over here. And yeah, we should be fine to just to escape here. So on Nightmare and AKUMU, the game adds an extra boxes that are blocking us here. So we need to break them with that bottle there. So yeah, one thing to point out is we're playing this game at 60 FPS. This game was not intended for higher frame rate. Let me see here. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna change the FPS to 30. Okay. The reason why we do this is because the Sadist is he's gonna come out here. He's gonna come after us. And specifically on Nightmare and AKUMU mode, he can actually catch up to us here when he's not supposed to. His animation speed increases. And to get around that, we have to switch the FPS to 30 just to be consistent about it. Right. So we can just switch it there and we're good to go here. There's a lot of stuff with FPS in this game. Nearly like everything is affected with it. The enemy speed and so on is affected with the FPS, and specifically in hard difficulty. The devs like ramp up how aggressive the enemies are and how quickly their animation speeds are. So that plus the FPS increase, you know, they go haywire. So it's actually more of an added difficulty if I'm running this game at hard frame rate. Darkness twisting me around. So somebody asked in the chat, any percent? Usually I would say this would be any percent, but at the moment we're doing no major glitches, and the reason I'm saying that is because in the last couple of years now, there was a zip glitch discovered in this game, in which I prefer not to do. I prefer doing the runs with no major glitches. But yeah, there's a big like zip glitch in this game now that you can skip a lot of segments. Now when you attempt AKUMU, yeah, keep in mind if you're playing this game on console, you don't have to worry about FPS or anything because all the console versions are at 30 FPS. So, but if you're playing on PC, yeah, you want to change the FPS to 30. But yeah, this is chapter 1 done. Very, very simple chapter. Now we get to chapter 2, and we're essentially getting the real gameplay here. You know, we were very on rails there. And now, you know, the thing I love about this game is just how many little things you can do in the game with the character's movement and so on, which we can use to our advantage. The game has a stamina system as well. If you've played this game, you will know that the stamina has probably, you know, been something that's annoyed you very much. So, yeah, and we're not upgrading this run. So for the whole run, we're only going to be able to sprint for 3 seconds before, you know, the stamina runs out and we gotta wait for it to regen. Also, you notice I picked up some gel there, which is what you would use to upgrade. We do need to pick this up here to actually progress the game. So that's why we picked this up.
You're the only soul here right now.
Hospital.
So here I'm meleeing with Sebastian here to move faster because we're in a danger state. And it's way quicker to melee in this segment.
I cannot answer that.
Alright, so we need to click on this save here twice. Do that, and then we click on there to save, right? And then we just wait here.
This way, please.
Here we have Tatiana, our nurse, that will... So if you're wondering what this spot is right now, if you're new to this game, this is our safe hub. We come here to upgrade our abilities and so on. And open some lockers, which we use keys for, which we're not doing in this run. It's the added, you know, challenge of this run.
Have a seat.
Not being able to upgrade or use the lockers, which would give us a lot more resources.
What the hell?
mustn't fight it. This is for your own good.
No. Stop.
There now. You see? All better.
Okay.
Lady, am I going crazy?
I'll be waiting.
Yeah, coming up here, we're gonna actually grab a heal here. Even though we're playing on a AKUMU, you know, we die in one hit. It doesn't matter if you heal or not, but we're in the danger state, and it's way quicker to grab this heal and heal real quick and then start sprinting. Yeah, if you see me do something, it might seem off. There's a reason for it.
What the hell is going on? Where am I?
Okay.
Kidman.
So yeah, this is our stamina that we gotta deal with now for the rest of the game.
Connolly.
And of course, there's certain segments in this game. If you've played this game, you'll know how brutal some of the parts are. So this guy here is Connolly. He was with us at the beginning of the game. He got brought into this world with us at the beginning, and the antagonist of the game has taken control of him and turned him to, you know, a sort of zombie in this game, which are called the Hunted. Sorry, Connolly. Poor Connolly, he got turned into a Resident Evil 1 reference.
Hurts! Hurts! Whoa. Were you warning me about this? You are Leslie, right? I'm a police officer. Maybe I should help you.
Should help you.
Shit. How am I gonna get you to a hospital?
Hospital. 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 Hospital!
What the fuck?
Okay. You know, as much as that cheesy Sebastian's dialogue in this game, I love that a lot of his dialogue is basically the player's reaction, you know, to what's going on in the game. Okay. So yeah, this one of the main things in this game is that we can collect matches, which we use to burn enemies. So if you've played Resident 1 Remake, you're probably familiar with the match with, you know, you can burn the zombies and so on. I would say that's where this originates from, since Shinji Mikami, you know, directed both games. But in this game, it's more of a strategic use rather than preventing enemies from spawning or waking up again or coming back to life. We can burn multiple enemies together and so on, and it's a insta-kill. Well, actually, I won't say insta-kill. They can momentarily run after you while they're on fire. But yeah, it kills them regardless. Alright, so coming up here is our first difficult segment of the game. I call this part the Chapter 2 Village. So at the beginning here, there's going to be two of these Haunted that are going to... we're going to start off by walking for a second. Everything I'm doing is for a reason. This is for stamina and so on. So I don't want to run right away. Right, now we want to run. So these Haunted are going to follow me, but I'm going to hope that they either don't follow me far enough here, or they're going to burn to this haystack we're about to go to. Alright. Alright, so we're going to run over here. I'm going to wait for this guy. Alright, he lit the haystack for me, so that's nice. Okay, they're all just going to run to the haystack for me. Good stuff. So now I'm just... Yeah, alright, okay, we got them all. That's good. Accidentally picked up some gel. I was trying to jump over the fence here, but that's okay. It's okay, as long as we don't, you know, upgrade anything. It doesn't matter if we accidentally pick up gel or anything. Alright, let's run over here. See what they're doing. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait for this guy. We got unlucky here. It's fine. That's why we have the backup. Conveniently, we have a backup bird trap there. Alright. So, yeah, if we want to progress the game here, we have to kill all these haunted. And there is 4 haunted here. We're burning 3 of them, and we're going to stealth kill this one. We have to stand at a very specific spot there to burn 3 of them together. And now we just, yeah, we're good to go. This is the decent chapter 2 here. Okay, so now we can just run past here. There's a couple of ways we can like run through this part. If you want the easiest way to run through this, just go to this part and go to the right side of this this wall here.
God.
And you won't like alert until you get to here.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Shit. Better get out of here.
And yeah, that's chapter 2 here. We end this chapter by running straight or run to the side here. So now chapter 3, this is I would say that I would say this part is a big reference to Resident Evil 4 when you get to the first main village segment. There's a bunch of, enemies here. There's a chainsaw enemy and so on. The area is a bit open. I would say this is actually one of the best parts of the game, by the way. This part is very cool. There's multiple ways how you can go through the level and so on. Right. Okay. So yeah, we're going to start off by aim walking. You're going to see me do that a good few times in the game. The reason we do that is because there's a lot of walk and talk segments. So meleeing like that or aim walking. Right, that bird just dropped handgun ammo for me. So that's nice. Thank you, Mr. Bird. Some RNG handgun ammo. Just like in Resident Evil 4, the birds also drop like money, handgun ammo, or grenades. So that's nice. We got some handgun ammo. So the first thing we're going to do for this chapter is grab this axe. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to disarm this for some trap parts. So the trap parts are to craft bolts for the crossbow in this game.
I'm not one of them.
I'm
a doctor.
So yeah, the crossbow in this game has like multiple bolts you can use. One's an explosive bolt. There's a flash bolt which stuns enemies for a certain amount of time, which you can upgrade that to stun them for longer.
Quietly, mind you.
There's also an electric bolt to immobilize enemies. They run into it, they go under, they'll go on their knees, and then for a certain amount of time, if you run up to them, you can burn them then. There's also freeze bolts,
Leslie went through that gate.
which if you hit like most of the enemies in this game with the freeze bolt, they'll just the whole body will freeze and then they just shatter.
One of us could try to learn.
But like usually the bigger enemies don't die from that. It just freezes them for a certain amount of time. So right now, what we're doing is this is all stuff we need to do to progress the game, and we're going right to fight the sadists, which we saw at the beginning of the game. Okay. So you'll notice that enemy just ran past us there. He didn't attack us. The reason why is because they have a certain like path that they need to run to before they start attacking you.
Over here.
Alright, do that.
Hey.
So another funny thing here, the sadist hasn't even spawned in yet, but we've progressed so fast
That old guy
through this part. The sadist isn't even spawned in here. He's supposed to be behind this here. So I'll just wait here for a second because we gotta wait anyway, and there he is. Right. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna use 2 axes on him. The axes do a lot of damage. I'm actually not sure what the percent damage is. I'm gonna have a little bit of a struggle here. Hey. Okay, you got me. I missed 2 shots there. Okay, we're right here anyway. I was actually surprised I missed 2 shots, by the way. I was thinking I would miss 1 shot, but he actually got me. That's unfortunate. Thankfully, the checkpoint were right here, so I don't think I need to do that in here. I think that was 1 shot off as well, by the way. It is... But yeah, basically we have to use two axes. 2 axes, and then depending on like how we shoot them, it can be 6 shots. Alright, since we have a checkpoint, we gotta do this part in a certain way now. We don't have a second axe we need. Hold on. I need to think for this for a second. I think I need to restart the chapter. Hold on. I can't at the moment. I can't think. We need the 2 axes, so I can't think of it in alt stress. So we'll just restart the chapter. I'm trying to think why we. I guess it's because. Yeah, I guess I'm so not used to actually fading this part with using the 2 axes. So let's go again. So yeah, if you've played this game, you'll know how bad and inconsistent the shooting is. The bullets will go like nearly like anywhere within and outside the reticle, and so we got like really unlucky there. So, like I'll be honest, I don't even know the last time that's happened where I missed. Like there's been a few times where I've missed a shot, but missing 2 shots there is actually really like just unfortunate. I should have actually what I should have actually done was just aim for his body as I usually do, but going for the headshots will save us 2 shots.
Who's there?
No, don't shoot. I'm not one of them. I'm a doctor.
But yeah, this time I'll just
You were in the ambulance before it crashed, right?
we'll just shoot him in the body, which is usually guarantees you'll get land every
My
shot.
patient Leslie. I saw him running up ahead, but come this way. Quietly, mind you. Have a look for yourself. Those things.
Yeah, the thing
into the village.
the thing about this game is that
They're all over the place.
so I've like a good like over like 6,000 hours played in this game, and the thing that I love about this game is this game will actively work against you, no matter how much you practice the game or how much time you put into it. You know, the game's very ruthless like that.
If you say so.
So it's one of those things that I'm really happy that I can showcase this run on GDQ, you know. Especially this category where we're not upgrading, we can't upgrade our stamina or anything. And we're not using any resources from the lockers. So yeah, once again, run by that enemy. He has to run up the stairs a little bit before he can attack us, but by the time he like aggroes to us and so on, he's gonna lose sight of us. He no idea where we are. And these enemies don't start attacking us until we start shooting the sadist.
Hey, over here. That's right, this way.
That old
Alright, once again, just go over here, drop the axe there. Grab this axe here. There's the sadist. Okay. So now, we gotta shoot him 8 times. There we go. Simple. Simple stuff. So, if you didn't know, once you kill the sadist here, this also kills every enemy in this whole like area, and they all also drop their loot. So I'm hoping one of them will drop some hanging ammo for me, and they also have a chance of dropping a grenade. All right. Right, so yeah, we go up to that chest. That chest gives us 4 shotgun rounds, a flashbolt, and 2 trap hearts. Right. Yeah, there's more trap hearts here. Okay. So here we're just scavenging, seeing what the game dropped for us. Not much. So this chapter is also where we get our main weapons of the game, the crossbow here. And we can also get the shotgun here, but because it's a speedrun, we're not going to pick it up yet. If you don't pick up the shotgun, it will appear in the next chapter as well. So we're just going to grab the crossbow there. And to save like 20 seconds or something like that. So I'm pretty sure it's about like 20 seconds or something. We'll pick up the shotgun coming up here.
Wait! Over here! Wait, officer. You must take me with you.
Detective Castellanos.
Leslie should be just ahead. It is imperative that we find him.
See, chapter 4 here. So yeah, coming up here, I'm gonna open up my shortcut menu here to put my crossbow onto it. Okay, there we go.
Oh, the hospice.
So yeah, a lot of the speedrun for this run is a lot of clever use of the crossbow and so on.
You know where we are?
Certain timings of the matches.
Take us in.
That didn't.
This is another walk and talk segment, by the way, and it's way faster if you aim and melee like this. You'll go like really fast.
Dignity and an obligation to protect my patient. As an officer of the law, you should do.
I hope his brother's not a jerk. What's wrong with
Okay.
this kid?
So we're gonna grab this axe here. We're gonna use this on the first invisible hunted in this game.
He's gone down there.
This game has a few invisible hunted in this game. Thankfully, the devs are actually smart and didn't put like, you know, a lot of them in the game. They're only in like, I guess like you would say like 3 segments of the game, I think. Yeah, the first one shows up here, and then the beginning of the next chapter, and then in chapter 14.
Leslie. Oh, thank heavens. Dr. Menace is here. Settle down.
So this is there's a tiny chance this guy might be able to get me here, but I'm just gonna run up here. There we go. Axe him. It's a 1-hit kill.
This
Right.
place is a death trap.
Now I'm gonna put my shotgun in the shortcut there as well.
I think that's unlikely.
Can't get out.
Let's see. So I'm gonna
Must be going this way.
equip the
Can't get
crossbow
away.
and switch to the
Can't get
harpoon bolts
away.
because there's going to be 2 harpoon bolts incoming that we're going to pick up. And so when you haven't upgraded the capacity for the bolts, you can only hold 3 of them.
Don't follow.
And if you want to actually hold like 3 of them, you're going to pick them up.
Doctor?
You need to actually have that certain bolt equipped, or you can only you'll only be able to hold like 2 or pick up, or you'll have to switch that bolt to pick up the 3rd one. It's kind of an annoying thing to do in the game. So everything I'm doing, I'm trying to time it to save as much time as possible. So there's a harpoon bolt here right in front of us, and once this part begins, we're going to immediately shoot this lever, which will also make a grenade drop below us. Let's see. Yeah, shoot that. That's another RNG thing there with the shooting that lever. The bullets love to miss in this game. Many times it's taken like 6 shots to shoot that lever. Right, so here we're gonna set down an explosive bolts. So this explosive bolt is for a Ruvik clone. If you play this game, you'll probably be familiar with the Ruvik clones that summon out the lower arms, which usually if you're playing in lower difficulty, they don't show up until chapter 11. But when you play a Nightmare in the AKUMU, they show up in chapter 3 and then chapter 4 here. Right, so you're going to see him burst through this door. Alright, he's dead. Okay. Alright, I'm going to purposely run away here. This is manipulating their AI. This is going to make them, like, all come to me here. Okay. So we didn't round up a lot of them, which is kind of annoying. We got unlucky here with the amount of them that lined up together. But thankfully we have all the shotgun shots. So I'm just seeing what's going on here. Okay. This is actually a nice save. Yeah, that's pretty good. So you can get like the best RNG there, where they will all run into the electric bolts, and you can like burn them all with one match, and that's it. That can happen. All right, we're gonna get Laura to spawn there, and everything I'm doing here is very on purpose. The way I'm pointing the camera at her here, this will actually make her like instantly run to me there. If I'm sprinting away to a certain point and pointing the camera at her, yeah, it just makes her instantly sprint to her, because we need her. When she runs down to us, that triggers the door to open for us. So that's a time saver there. Okay, we're gonna start these. The lore is chasing us right now, but it's sort of scripted, so we do have a lot of time. Okay. Getting as much stamina run as possible, as much as we can. Alright. So, Laura actually usually has a chance of hitting us here. We're going to be running away from her here again. There's going to be like a shorter that's going to be going down here, and like Sebastian's going to be stopped in place. And Laura has a chance of hitting us here. But usually, if you don't sprint right away when you exit the elevator, that usually prevents that from happening. Okay, should be fine. Yeah, she was aggressive this time.
I made it. I can't believe it.
Okay, this is the end of chapter 4. And here's the antagonist of the game, Ruvik, again. This is all the time segments, so we just gotta wait for him. Okay, he's gonna stop here. He's just gonna despawn, and there we go. This is a nice little Silent Hill 2 reference, I think. Because if you played Silent Hill 2, you'll probably remember James jumping down a hole, and then he lands in an asylum just like that. And that's literally what happens with Sebastian here. He's landing into an asylum. In the perspective changing, or whatever you want to say. So we're doing something very specific here. There is an invisible haunted here. And if you run up to him immediately at the beginning of this chapter, you can get a stealth kill on him. This only works if you sprint right at the beginning of the chapter and you manage your stamina correctly.
Looks like I have to get down.
Okay. So yeah. So coming up here is more invisible haunted. There can be 3 more of them here. I'm just going to shoot him just to stagger so he doesn't grab me right away. Alright, there's going to be another one here. Alright, avoid his grab. I'm trying to prevent him from coming through. It's not happening, alright. I don't even know if he got through, by the way. Alright, never mind. I did not know if he got through or not, but I'm just going to do that. Yeah. I was like looking at the door there and it wasn't shutting, so I was like, oh, I don't know if he was gonna get through or not, so I was like, let's just use the flash anyway. Thankfully, I have this run optimized right now where I can spare the flash bolts just in case. Hey, getting the harpoon bolts out. We're going to be using that in the next segment after this little puzzle segment we got here. So we got to click on these, like, these dials here. So once you, like, initially come into this part, you know, for the first time, and if you just walk forward to the first wall, the same, like, puzzle room will show up every time, so I know which one it's going to be. And if I just move around them clockwise, the first two will always be on the left side. The first two that we're solving. So I'm going to craft some flashballs here. Okay, I think, yeah. This one's on the right. Alright, so yeah, I'm really hoping that this next part will work. So, sometimes this can fail on me, which we thankfully do have a backup strat for it. I can either reload or do a backup strat. I think they're actually both about the same amount of time. So there's going to be a bunch of haunted here, and usually, when you're playing the game normally, you'd have to kill them all to progress the game. But we can actually prevent, like, most of them from aggroing if I use this harpoon shot and this haunted here. She won't see me here. I'm waiting for her to walk forward. Alright, that's good. Yeah, it's working. So what I just did here is I used a charged up harpoon shot, which specifically, if you hit a haunted around, like, the stomach or the chest area, it will sort of, it'll, like, fling them across the room. And if you hit them, like, out of combat, it also doesn't aggro them. So this haunted has no idea, like, what just happened here.
Let me see if I can disarm it.
There's also, like, a bunch of haunted on a bunch of beds beside her as well, so if she aggroed, they all would have woke up. But like I just explained, the harpoon bolt, you can actually just prevent that and just run by them.
Look, let's just get out of here. There's something wrong with this place.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, coming up here is one of the hardest parts of the whole run, I would say. I call this the water tank fight. There's a water tank. There's like a tank with Kidman inside of it, and she's like drowning. We gotta save her. And basically, this whole segment is killing a bunch of haunted. And haunted are spawning in waves or phases. And it's, yeah, very, very easy for things to go wrong here, so. Let's see how it goes. So for the first phase here, we gotta kill 10 haunted.
Joseph, are you all right?
So yeah, we're gonna immediately go down here. If we sprint down here, we can get a stealth kill on this one. And then we can use her body now to burn this guy. Joseph is actually helping us out, by the way. Okay.
How many of these things are there?
I'm just gonna use a flash. I'm hoping Joseph can hold his own just for a second here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna burn this guy. Right, I need to grab some matches.
Watch out! They've got dynamite.
Oh boy. Okay, this is actually okay. The Joseph shot him and he dropped his dynamite, so I was like, oh, that dynamite is probably gonna get rid of him. I'm gonna make sure I don't lose this axe. Yeah, okay. Alright, so the next wave of enemies are gonna spawn behind this door, but we can actually block them if we stand at this door now. So they're gonna spawn in, we're gonna use the axe, so you can actually hit them behind the door. So So I just axed 4 haunted there, and then two of them drop an axe as well. So I just grabbed one from them as well.
Watch out! They've got dynamite.
Is that?
A lot of action going on there.
I think there's still something nearby.
Right.
More of them on the move. Don't be a
Okay.
hero, back off.
I was hoping that would burn him as well.
Watch out! They've got dynamite.
So yeah, for the rest of this now is we have 2 dynamite enemies here. Yeah, there we go. He's gonna blow up now. That's good. And yeah, that's the war tank fight. Very, very decently done as well.
Damn it. That was close.
It was getting a little bit iffy where Joseph was taking a lot. It's very easy for Joseph to die in this game in certain segments like that. Joseph can be very troublesome in the war tank fight here, and then in some parts in chapter 6.
I'll go. Tell me what to do.
So yeah, very, very happy how that turned out. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can get an axe here. Don't actually need one now, but it just makes this little run through here a lot easier. Okay, just gonna shoot him down. So I'm gonna do a little thing here. We're actually gonna run here and shoot this statue, but we're not gonna grab the key that it drops. This will make this guy move out of the way for us. So that guy there is also a dynamite enemy.
Look at the control panel.
And usually if I didn't do what I wanted to do there,
Top one and a bottom one. Set the upper dial to 22.
he would have just blocked our way, and you know, he would have just brought out his dynamite. So I've discovered that if I look away from him and shoot the key, it makes him like run up to me. So just to make sure we can easily get around them.
Where'd they go?
Yeah, the game just very kindly gives us a convenient torch there.
Joseph! Kidman, you there?
Yes, so far I've had to use a couple of extra resources. You had to use I used an extra flash at those invisible haunted earlier, and then an extra flash in the water tank fight.
Hang on.
So because of that, I'm gonna grab some extra trap parts in chapter 6. Oh, that's nice that I actually got him there. Okay.
Are you guys all right? We're all right.
It looks like the door's locked from the other side.
Sebastian, maybe we can lift this enough for Kidman to go under and open it from the other side.
We're counting on you.
All right.
Yeah, even though this run is, you know, we can't upgrade anything, we can't use any lockers around, or we still can't get a, you know, good amount of resource to get through the game. Thankfully, you don't really like. If you know the game, you played the game a lot. You don't really need to like even upgrade weapons. Just essentially, if you know everything works in the game.
We should go.
You know, like a lot of the enemies have like weak spots and all that. So
I'm glad you're both all right.
It's odd, though. Why would they catch you instead of just killing you?
Maybe he didn't see me as a threat.
so usually I would actually change the FPS here, but we don't actually need to do that. The reason being is for the boss fight incoming. There are a bunch of bodies, like dead bodies, that are going to be on the ground, and Laura is going to be spawning from them. And for whatever reason, if the FPS being on 60 tends to make these bodies move around. And I need a certain body to be in a certain spot for me. So I usually change the FPS just to make sure that happens, but I can also just reload the checkpoint once we get to this fight. Is he? Yeah. I need to keep him down. Okay. Alright, here comes Laura. This is a bit of a scripted event here. Right. Okay. Yeah, so I grabbed the trap parts there, so we just wait for Laura to run through here.
Fire seems to work.
So let's see, we got the checkpoint here, so let's reload. Let's see, I'm trying to think where Sebastian's going to be looking at here once we're looking straight on, okay. Okay. So we're going to begin this fight by shooting Laura as she's spawning out of this body. I'm going to burn her here. I'm going to run over here. Alright, this body is in the spot that I wanted to be at. Alright. Okay, this looks good so far. Alright. And yeah, there we go. Very nice. The strat is working the way I wanted. So Laura here is weak to fire. We're using a furnace there, which does like the most damage to her. But normally the like intended way of using the furnaces is that you can only use it once. But we discovered a sort of a bit of a glitch where you can actually make her burn twice to the furnace there, which we did which it's to do with where she spawns, the body she spawns from. And then I'm shooting the lever somewhat around the same time as shooting her. And for whatever reason, this makes her burn twice to the furnace, which usually you can only do it once. And one furnace hit does about 35% of our health. So overall, we're doing 70% of our health. And so to finish her off, in the beginning I shot her with the shotgun, and then I used an explosive bolt on her, and then a few handgun shots, and then finished her off with burning her. Hey.
What in the hell?
Yeah, so we have these 3 hunted that are coming out of this. You can't kill these guys. You need to knock them on the ground, and a prompt will pop up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, so let's just wait for this guy. So when the hunted are getting up there from that animation, they have no hit stun. So I had to like wait to shoot them to knock them over. And yeah, there's chapter 5. So up next now is the very infamous chapter 6. This chapter is like notorious on AKUMU mode, and in general I would say, really, but more so, you know, if you've done an AKUMU run in this game, you probably, if you're getting AKUMU for the plat or whatever,
Something to my head.
this chapter has probably left a lot of, you know, trauma upon you. Probably have PTSD from this, so.
Photographs?
This is usually where, you know, most of your deaths would come from. There's a famous cabin fight with this game that is on a pure timer. And the scariest thing of it is that there's no checkpoint in the cabin fight between the beginning and of the ending. So you've got to survive for a whole 3 minutes, you know, without taking any damage.
What was that sound?
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna craft flash bolts. And of course, we're, like we've been explaining already, we're doing this with not being able to upgrade, so we've got to survive this cabin fight with having 3 seconds of sprinting, you know, before we get tired. So hopefully we can do it all in one try. There's the famous keeper. The mascot of the enemy. Or of the game, sorry.
Leslie?
Sebastian? Sebastian? Sebastian?
Leslie just casually, you know, looking at us with a mirror for her face. And yeah, so we can't upgrade, so we can't get, you know, we can't run more than 3 seconds. We're getting tired, and then our flash bolts only stun enemies for 3 seconds.
Same place as the photographs.
Let's see. I'm gonna actually go over here. I usually wouldn't go here, but just to make sure, I'm gonna get this shotgun ammo here. Just in case the game wants to start trolling me. I think I remember getting some extra. Yeah, we got. So there's a grenade in that little cabin spot there, which so during this run so far we would get 2 guaranteed grenades, but there's a chance we'll get an RNG grenade. So if I don't get it, I'll grab the one from there. All right. So to begin this fight, we're gonna walk forward. This will usually avoid like whatever hit. All right. He's throwing the axe. Have to be careful. These barrels have a huge range. The barrels can hit me as well, so there's a lot like I'm thinking about here that we gotta keep in mind. All right, so we're gonna use the harpoons here to knock them out of the area. Hey, this guy doesn't want to fall over.
Can't hold them off much longer. Another moment. Just keep me covered.
Okay. So yeah, if you didn't know, this part works on a timer. So like it doesn't matter how many enemies you kill. It doesn't like quicken up or anything, or we're just surviving for a certain amount of time. Right.
Got it.
Okay. That's the first phase. And if you didn't know, as long as you don't kill a certain amount of enemies, no more will spawn. Which hopefully we can really show that off here. So we're going to go over here, leave this barrel there. See where the enemies are spawning from. Okay. It's random how like quickly the enemies will spawn down. Yeah, we're getting bad RNG. Look, this guy didn't get flashed. But keep in mind, we can only. Yeah, just gonna make sure I get these all these guys here. Right. So at this point here, we are allowed to kill the big guy and the girl. They are not connected with the trigger of the next wave of enemies. It's one of these guys started to trigger. So now we just have to wait for Joseph, and I can just kite these guys and just run in the circle and time it out. I just gotta be careful because you can't get trolled here. I'm actually, yeah, just shoot them.
Looks like we're out.
Right. Let's see. I guess I'll try to do this with 2 flashes. I've had to use a lot of extra flashes in this run, so I would actually usually use 3 here. I'm gonna see. We can't do it with the third flash is an emergency one. Nice. So I'm gonna go over here. Right, just flash those guys.
Get to cover. They're shooting from above.
Okay. So we're doing a very specific thing here. Look exactly where I'm shooting this flashbolt at. This is gonna knock down the 2 cages there on the left.
Take them all out before we can get in. Now we can get through without getting skewered.
Okay, do that.
There's a chance if we don't take out those other guns.
I think we should be good here. Yeah, nice. This is good. Okay. And get him in the head there. Alright, decent enough. Not how I intended that to go, but it's actually decent enough. I have an extra shotgun round as well, so.
Let's be careful.
It
could be full of them.
But if you played this game before, you'll know you usually have to do this part where there's like 4 cages or whatever they are that are shooting out like harpoons, and there's like hunted inside of them. You've got to shoot the hunted to bring them down. And when you shoot all 4 of them, the Sadists will spawn out then. But there was a thing discovered where if you shoot a charged up flashbolts at a specific spot, you'll actually hit like you'll actually hit two of the hunted inside of the cages, and so we can actually just like knock them all down in one spot and progress the game, which is very nice.
Do you think Kidman is okay?
I don't like that they used her as bait.
So these things are what zombies goes like they're more like zombies. Yeah, they're specifically the name of them, or they're called hunted in this game. They're
hang in there, just a little further.
I'm trying to think of the best way to describe them. They're more people that are like sort of possessed or overtaken by the antagonist of the game. But they do act like zombies, you know. They try to grab us, they bite us. So
I'm fine. No need to worry.
The reason why I say possessed and all that is because the antagonist actually turns us into that as well at a certain point in the game. He's the antagonist of the game is trying to overtake us as well, which he successfully does it to Joseph here too. He uses Joseph against us in the game.
You should have just let them.
Huh?
Okay. All right, let's see if I can pull this off in one try.
Cover me.
Let's go.
Okay, do that. All right. Yeah, we should be fine here. All right, well, one of my favorite strats to show off here. So this is a timed part here. So what's happening here is the enemies are designed to attack Joseph. So unless we attack them, they won't attack me. So we can just stand at this edge here on the board, and they can't run through us. So yeah, we can just wait it out until Joseph is done turning a crank. Here we go.
Hurry, this way.
And yeah, we're good to go. If you're looking to try this yourself, keep in mind it only works on Nightmare and AKUMU difficulty, and you need to kill the first enemy that runs up. The first enemy always attacks you, but the last 4 doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's random how quickly they're all running to you, so you've got to like adjust to the RNG. All right, I'm gonna open all these boxes see if we can get some. There we go. There's a trap part. Very nice. Definitely need to get some RNG trap parts.
This looks like some kind of a marketplace.
Right.
It looks deserted, just like everywhere else.
I don't think we're... There's sniper ammo. I'll take sniper ammo. It's actually not going to make a difference, honestly, but yeah. Alright. Okay. Alright, grab these. Let's run up here. Let's see if any of these barrels will be nice enough. Drop any? No. Alright. Okay, let's press on. Did I waste that explosive bolt for swag? Oh, if you mean on the... When I use the explosive bolts on the cage part? No, we need to do that.
When?
It's a very there's so much going on in that part. It's kind of hard to explain it all. We start off, we use the flash bolt. It knocks down the 2 cages on the left side, but there's still the 1 cage that's in sort of the middle, so it doesn't knock that one down. So yeah, you have to use we use the explosive bolt for that one.
I'm counting on you.
Also, you might be talking about the one for what we did with Joseph there. No, that's intended for a speed run. That speeds up the segment.
Hold on a minute. Let me climb up here and see if I can get a look ahead.
Yeah, the one with Joseph. Yeah, that's a speed run strat. Yeah, like it instantly ends the segment. So
find cover. They're shooting.
Right. Okay, so this is a little bit risky here, what we're doing. Let's see, I'm gonna grab that. Oh, he actually got me in it as I shot him. Okay. You can see like he knocked back and all, but no, his kick actually got me. All right, go again.
Find cover. They're shooting.
Okay, melee. I should just like melee twice here and then turn around. Whoa, they're being very aggressive right now. Okay. All right, go quick.
Sebastian, that should lead you out near the path to the church. Keep going. I'll cover you.
Okay. Alright, we're just gonna do a quick drive-by shot on this guy. Now we're gonna run up here. This is gonna bait the 2 giants. There's another one about to show up here. And if you're hiding here, it makes them go after Joseph, who's on the top there. So we're just gonna yeet 3 of these grenades here. Okay, it's gonna stagger them. And then we can just finish them off with the shotgun. Right, very nice.
Shit, a dead
I'll look for another route. Let's meet up.
Yeah,
by the
very
horse
nice,
statue
and
there.
yeah, I grabbed the explosive bolt just there, and now we have 2 more here, which we're gonna use for the dog boss fight incoming, the Sentinel. Right, we're just waiting for Joseph here. And once again, we're going to make Joseph useful like we did before. We can make the dogfight a little bit easier by using Joseph.
I guess we go down.
I guess so.
So yeah, incoming is another glitch we're gonna introduce into the rounds. First time we do it, so but yeah, if you didn't know, there is a glitch in this game where you can speed up animations with the reloads of certain guns. Mostly we do it with the handgun, but it can be done with like the Magnum, the sniper rifle. But essentially what it is that if you're in front of a crank or whatever, or a door, and you specifically stand still, and then if you press the reload button and then instantly press the interact button and spam it, you will speed up whatever animation you're doing. So you're going to see me run up to these 3 cranks here. And I specifically used the shot up there before we got here, because we need to shoot to be able to reload. So we're gonna run up here. Right. You couldn't really see you'll see these. Usually Sebastian's moving these cranks very slowly, but they're being sped up. See the way it's like just instantly going to the side? So yeah. Right. Okay.
We make it this right.
Doesn't mean anything.
There we go.
Should it?
Hold on a second. I jotted something down earlier.
Right.
I heard something.
Right, hopefully we got the best Joseph RNG here. So there's a weird thing with Joseph here where we want him to be running to this elevator to us here at the moment.
It seems that was correct.
Is he running or what? There he is. Very nice. Good boy, Joseph. So we're specifically putting an explosive bolt on Joseph's ankle. For whatever reason, it only works if you put it in this specific spot for this strat we're about to do. But this explosive bolt is going to go off during the beginning of this boss fight. Well, actually not even really the beginning of the boss fight, because there's like a sort of like an in-game cutscene that's going to happen but just before it begins. And the explosive bolt is going to go off during that. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to momentarily stagger the Sentinel boss here, this dog here. Where usually when this fight begins, the dog will lunge at you. So this is going to give us a bit of time so we can, have a bit more control in the fight. Still a bit of a tiny chance something might go wrong here, but we'll see. Hopefully this goes all well. So basically what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be rotating between explosive bolts and sniper rounds here. The dog is going to do 2 things here. He's either going to fall over from the impact of the explosion, or he's going to just turn to us very slowly. I would say him falling over is probably the best, because it gives us more time to move away, because my own explosive bolt can kill me as well. Alright, it didn't go off, so... Alright, oh god. Yeah, okay, go again. I set it down too far away. Alright, go again. I was hoping it wasn't going to be that far. Alright, we got the checkpoint version of the fight, so I need to do that. Hey, this is the backup strat, by the way, we're doing right now. Alright. Okay. The game is make me do everything like the harder way in this run. But I will say, like, that was my own fault. I set down the explosive ball too far away. I didn't think it was actually going to go that far. Right. Right. So yeah, just to help consistency here, we're going to use a freeze bolt on the dog.
Hey, over here! Over here!
This will give us enough time just to run away here.
Hurry back before that thing finds you.
Okay. And yeah, so the thing about this fight is, if you're unfamiliar with this fight, there is one thing I'm worried about is the dog lunging at me, which is it's very easy for him to hit you in this fight. And then I'm also worrying about my own explosive bolt hitting me, because that happens as well. Random shrapnel flings in the area whenever the explosive bolt goes off. So, and then there's also bear traps around in that area, which instantly kill you on AKUMU. So. There's yeah, there's a lot going on. There's actually a bear trap like right in front of Sebastian at the beginning of the fight. Like, Sebastian is always standing in the same spot when that fight begins, and literally like 2 feet away or something, there's a bear trap right in front of you. And there's actually one sort of behind us as well.
It's all right, I'm here.
But it's more the one that's in front of you that's like you gotta be thinking about.
You have to stay with me. There's no other way.
But yeah, that's chapter 6, one of the hardest parts of the game. Chapter 6 is like regarded as like the hardest chapter.
Hey, Joseph.
I would say it's like the hardest parts of this game is like, I would say it's a mix of chapter 6, chapter 10, and chapter 11. All right, we get a nice like cool down chapter now with chapter 7 here. There is actually a
I'd better start searching for.
there is actually like a big skip you can do in this chapter, which we're doing no major glitches in this run, so. Which like there's a big like zip glitch we can do in Evil Within, which we're, like I was saying, we're not doing that in this run. Oh. Okay, so once you click on this this little lithograph thing here, it like freezes the enemy in place, and then once you grab it, they unfreeze. Okay. So we're just gonna wait because we have to wait for this door to open as well. All right, grab the trap parts. All right. See if I assume that glitch isn't gonna happen. There's
Oh shit.
There's unsurprisingly there's a glitch in this chapter where Sebastian will just randomly get stuck in place as you're running down those stairs there, and the only way out of it is to either reload or you know, if an enemy attacks you or something. So once again, we're going to do the handgun glitch to speed up the animation. We can instantly turn these cranks, which usually take a bit of time to do. And there, as you can see, just instantly turn them. Okay. Let's see, there's a grenade we can get here. So this grenade we're collecting, we're going to be saving these grenades for later on once we get to chapter 11. Alright, there's trap parts there behind us. Right. So we don't actually use the glitch on this crank. It's actually slower to do that because you need to like, we need to drop the axe, you know, and then do the glitch and then pick it up again. So we actually just do it on this one. Here we go. There's a bunch of so these guys here, these guys are called alter egos. They're sort of like failed subjects that Ruvik and all was working on. They have like they're like deformed enemies that have 2 heads. Okay, trap here. Yeah, if we run up to these enemies, the alter egos, while they're laying on the ground, and if you go right up to them and press triangle or the melee button, you will instantly you will stomp on them, which is an insta kill, which is actually pretty overpowered because it can take like a bit of ammo to kill them, depending on what upgrades you get, of course. Okay, let's put this first, second lithograph. Still need to get one more.
Just one more.
Yep, thank you, Sebastian. Alright, let's go over here, grab the trap parts. Yeah, we're getting a nice stock of them now. Even though we're like gonna get a good amount of them, man, they're gonna run out very easily. Whoa, again, really, game? Okay. Please stop missing. I need this hanging ammo game. I need to continue, you know, speeding up the animations. Wasting my ammo on me. And let's see. So yeah, we're gonna use an electric bolt here to stun these alter egos that are gonna be coming up to us. Alright, just set that there. Should be a good enough spot. Right. So this will just be enough time for us to crank this. Yeah. You just want one more turn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, axe that. Alright. See, this alter ego here isn't actually dead. He's like, he's in an immobilized state from using the charged up harpoon shot. So we can actually just use that and then yeah, get out of here. Which this all lines up because the game's gonna give us like another harpoon shot and all coming up, so. Okay, and coming here, we're gonna run into the keeper again, a big long segment with him. Yeah, you're really, we're really gonna see the power of the axe here as well. The axes and torches are great in this game. I would say mostly the torches are great because they're more great because they insta kill like the regular haunted. But the axes overall like do a lot of damage to anyone. Okay, Mr. Keeper. We're just gonna run up to you and instantly kill you with the axe. Nice one shot. Alright, I'm spamming the melee button here. You can sometimes skip this animation. Yeah, this coughing animation. The melee button can usually skip that, but it doesn't always work. Okay. So we need to actually progress this part, we need to kill the keeper twice, I think. Okay, once again. Right, so we gotta kill the keeper again here. We're gonna use a couple of harpoon shots and a couple of shotgun shots as well. So let's do that. Alright, I'll stagger him with a harpoon shot. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was ready for that. I was thinking he's probably gonna do that to me. Let's get this hang of him over here just in case. I usually wouldn't grab this, but I just want to make sure we're good to go with ammo. Alright, trap parts here. So this is all very timed what we're doing right now. We're sort of baiting the keeper over here. So we can like do this whole part without him getting to us as we're turning this last crank. Alright. So we're gonna exit out of this if we want to do the glitch. And speed up the animation. Yeah, there we go. Nice, and this is the keeper segment. Yeah, before this animation sped up thing was, you know, discovered, we'd either like probably be using an electric bolt there, you know, just so it stuns him when he gets close to us, or we'd use a freeze bolt in the keeper at a certain point. But no, this glitch is pretty handy for some parts in the game. It save us some resources.
Take this!
Man, I love just enjoying the soundtrack here.
Finally.
Okay, so this is the end of chapter 7. Incoming is the shortest chapter in the game. Chapter 8. If we like do all this chapter in one go without any deaths or anything, we should be finishing it just under like 5 minutes. So coming up at the beginning here, there's gonna be a couple of alter egos here in our way. And there's a couple of boards that are like sort of blocking the spot, and we gotta shoot them. And we're only gonna specifically shoot the one at the bottom so we can crouch through, and then the alter egos can't come and follow us. So we'll run through here, shoot that there, go over there. Very nice. We're gonna rotate this shotgun shot with a sniper shot. Okay, I think we should be good to go here. Right. I actually did the beginning there, the beginning movement of that chapter wrong there. I was like walking at the beginning. I should have been sprinting for a certain amount of time. I usually would sprint at the beginning and then regen the stamina, and then start sprinting again just so we can make it to the board, because the alter egos have a one-hit kill. They have like a tentacle that comes out of their stomach, and yeah. So I was like trying to time everything around that. Right. Let's see, what am I doing? I am going to, yeah, we're going to grab this flashbolt here. So coming up here now, there are going to be these things called babies. This is actually the official name of these enemies. They're baby versions of the alter ego enemies, which are just called baby. But yeah, they, just like everything in the game, they instantly kill you if they touch you. They're always like crawling around, and they constantly jump everywhere. So if they just jump at you, yeah, they get you. It's over. There's more from there, but if we're quick enough, we can just run by. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna use a flashbolt here. Okay, we should be fine. It's hard to speedrun a game like this on PC or like console. It really, like, I learned this game originally playing on PS4, so but like it's if you have a PC, you can, if the game runs fine for you, you know, definitely go with PC. It's 60 FPS, instant loading times, you know. It's just gonna be more like comfortable on your eyes and so on. The all the console versions of this game are in unstable 30 FPS, so but yeah, like I said, I originally like learned this game. I played a lot of this game and speedran the game on PS4 originally, and then moved on to the PC version like later on. Alright, so coming up here, we're going to do a nice little FPS change here. Just like the status at the beginning, the FPS affects this part. There is a cart here. So see this little cart over here. So this is the Amalgam Alpha. This is the name of this boss here. He's like chasing us, and because like the higher frame rate like increases like the hitboxes, whatever, or the collision, he will like knock the cart in front of us, and it will block us from sprinting. And yeah, it's over. You lose. It's actually a pretty common thing to happen if you're playing on PC. Like, even if you're just playing the game casually, this can happen to you a lot of the time. The incoming here is my second personal favorite chapter of the game. Chapter 9, the mansion segment.
Was that someone else's memories?
Chapter 10 is my favorite chapter, by the way. So it's like, it's back to back, you know, good chapters incoming.
Let go of me! Let go of me!
Memories are vague.
Okay,
Indeed.
wait for Tatiana here.
It can be easy at times for memories to be distorted by others. That is why they must be cherished.
I'm actually, is she gonna look at me? No, not really. She usually does look at me here, and I can... oh, there we go, yeah. She, like, looks at me, and once I can tell that the trigger's going to pop up, because she'll look back at the picture. Okay. I can click this door to activate the trigger into the next part of the game. And we can just wait here.
You look as if you...
No, not that way. No.
Boy, Jigsaw, you have time for me to read a couple of announcements here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, let me just get to these really quick. Summer GamesDoneQuick 2025 will be live in Minneapolis from July 6th through the 13th. You can register to attend the event by May 26th and use !SGDQ in Twitch chat or visit GamesDoneQuick.com for more information. As well, we do have the official GDQ Discord with a hotfix role where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk with staff, and more. You can use !Discord in Twitch chat for more info on that.
Hey! Stop, damn it!
Okay, so yeah, we have the mansion segment here. So yeah, you'll know Ruvik spawns in here and he stalks you. So once you enter the mansion, you'll see the chapter screen pop up. It'll say like chapter 9. Once that pops up, a timer will begin for Ruvik when he's about to spawn. So when that happens, he's gonna roughly spawn somewhere around 2 minutes. So in that time, we're gonna spend the time, go immediately here, stop this puzzle, which will kill the enemies that we just passed by. You can see their bodies here. Right. Alright, yeah, we're gonna run back here. Oh yeah, we get some RNG here. The enemy usually haunted bursts through that door, which is a pretty rare RNG that didn't happen actually. I'm surprised this happened. Alright, there's no haunted here as well. Another thing to point out, enemy spawning in the mansion here is like most of it is random. Besides the haunted that spawn, like the ones at the beginning there when I was solving that puzzle, there is RNG to them, but like it's random where they're gonna spawn. It's either they'll spawn there or they'll spawn outside this library here. So because they were down below, they won't spawn here at these bodies here. Alright. So Ruvik's gonna spawn here any second, so hopefully we're quick enough here. Shit. If Ruvik spawns here and we don't get into the fireplace in time, that means it's a time loss. Yeah, there he is. Right, so since he spawned in, I'm gonna wait for him. There he is. So we have no choice now but to just wait for him here. So if you want an easier way of dealing with Ruvik here, specifically like make him follow you like this and point the camera at him, because this will make it so that he doesn't teleport in front of you. Something with the teleports is related with the camera angle, so if you do it like this, you can actually just like kind of troll him. Right. And there we go. So yeah, Ruvik will hunt you there for about like 30 plus seconds. And you can see like his animation was like really sped up there. That's a Nightmare and AKUMU thing. He's way slower on lower difficulty on survival and casual. So once he gets like close to you, he gets up to like a really like sped up animation. But yeah, Ruvik won't spawn for the next while now, so we should be able to just do the rest of the mansion, and we won't see him again. But speedrun wise, the intention was to get into this fireplace before he spawns, because he actually blocks up this fireplace if he spawned in. So, you know, it's a good like 30-second time loss if he spawns there early. Right, let's do this. If you didn't know, you can use the freeze bolts to freeze those bombs and disarm them. I think I hear haunted. Like I was saying before, the haunted are random when they're spawning in, so I'm just like looking out for them here. Okay. Alright, so we got both the dials here. Okay, the last of these puzzles.
Subject number 14, test 88.
So on the way back here, there's another RNG thing. There could be 2 enemies waiting for us behind the door that leads to the main hall here. In which one of them has a gun. And it's RNG if they burst through the door right away or not. So I've got to be ready for that. And there's a whole thing with the flash bolts in this game where they don't land or... Alright, they didn't spawn in, so we're good. Never mind. Alright, we're good to go. Very nice. So that's the mansion segment. Let's go. It's always funny seeing what RNG we get per run.
Slice clean, all the way. No cure for what I'm going to do to you. Peel pristine skin. Thoughts from the mind.
Ruvik?
Okay, so the incoming here. Yeah, we just have the segment incoming here. There's gonna be a bunch of like tripwires and so on here. Which is actually a funny thing to point out here. This is something that I'm not sure if this was intended by the devs or not. But you're gonna see like this incoming room is gonna be crowded with tripwires. Right. And yeah, you can see there. Now we just gotta avoid them. But usually you would have to like circle around this part to get through it, and it's like takes a little bit of time. But for whatever reason, there's one tripwire here which it's not fully connected to the wall. So you can see this one here at the end. See the way it's there, but it's not connected to the wall. There we go. And that just being there is like so convenient because it just makes it so much quicker that we can just like pass through the segment. But yeah, it's very nice anyway. Let's see here. Let's see. See, doing very specific movement here to get through this part as quickly as possible. Actually, gonna run up here. I'm gonna disarm these bird traps. Let's go. Oh yeah, what darkness? But radio's pointing out in the chat there the sounds of the enemies are making, or when you hear the chewing sounds and all that.
I led here.
The sound design guy was munching on like a bunch of like potato chips and marshmallows to make the sounds for the game. Alright, let's see.
Laura, where are you? I know you're in here. I can hear you breathing.
So here we're getting like sort of an origin story for Laura and his brother Ruvik, or Ruvik and his sister Laura.
Rich bastard.
All these farmers burned this barn down with Ruvik and Laura in it. Laura dies here, and this is actually how like this whole machine we're in stems from this. Ruvik created the stem because he wanted to, or the stem is originally created by Ruvik because he wants to, you know, bring Laura back to life. Okay. I'm gonna switch the electric balls, get the sniper out. So this incoming barn fight here, there's gonna be like 6 hunted that are gonna spawn here, and they spawn out in 2 waves. So the first thing we're gonna do is snipe him to instantly kill him, and we're gonna use this guy's body now to burn the other hunted. Here we go, this is the first wave. I'm watching to see if they reanimate and jump up. Using electric bolts. Right. Okay, we should be good to go now. Alright, that's the barn fight.
You must eat. You've got to keep your strength up.
My children. I want...
Coming up here is the infamous chapter 10. The next like really difficult part of the game. I always really enjoy doing this chapter.
Reuben.
I think we're full of freeze bolts, aren't we? Yes, we are. I'm going to switch to the harpoon bolt. We're going to be using that coming up next. Let's see how quickly we can jump down here. Nope, we're just going to glitch that out. Never mind. I was trying to hop over this. There we go. That's what the intention was there. It wasn't happening. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to run over here, immediately shoot this that window over there. That's going to attract 2 hunted into this middle area. And there's like going to be this like spinning blade in this area that's going to go around, and it's going to decapitate both of them. Right there. Right, that's good. So you want that? I want this guy's axe. I'm going to set the axe there. We're going to get that on the way back here. Let's craft another electric bolts. So we're doing a bunch of stuff. Lot going on here. We're going to set down the electric bolt here. There's going to be a guy here. There he is. On the edge. We're going to snipe him. I'm waiting. He has no hit stun at the moment. Alright. You let me burn you, please? Thank you. Thank you kindly. Waiting for the prompt to pop up there to burn him. I guess it was being blocked because there was like a bunch of gel and all there. Oh. See, everything we just did, like, at the beginning here is all making this part a lot easier for us. There's usually a sniper here waiting for us, but we already got rid of him, so... And there would be 2 other enemies here as well waiting for us, one with a gun. But we shot the window at the beginning, which got rid of them. And now we just gotta... Yeah. As long as we don't shoot or go near these hunted on the ground, they won't attack us or anything. I'm gonna wait here. There's a sniper. There he is.
What the?
Alright, I'm just gonna wait for this. I usually would actually just go here, but I'm just gonna make sure this guy doesn't come after us. Yes, boss. My channel, we focus on the Evil Within and Res Evil mostly. We do marathons of like Evil Within, Res Evil together, and so on. So you can follow me if you want to see more of that stuff. I like to focus on doing like the hard modes and so on. Okay, so yeah, I'm just waiting for those guys to go there. Okay, get the freeze bolt off him. So yeah, at the beginning there, I used a bottle to attract the hunted, and then I wait for them to go into the corner, use a freeze bolt on them. And then just, if you noticed, I shot them as well, which I didn't need to do. They would all just die, because they got frozen, but the Rubik clone will still spawn out the lower arms. And like, it'll actually come and attack me. It'll actually insta-kill me. So I shoot them to prevent that from happening. Okay. I wish I switched to the electric pulse there. I wanted to grab 2 of them. It's fine. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can pull this off in one try. Yeah, we're gonna go over here. Immediately run here. See what's going on here. This seems good so far. Okay. So this part here can be a bit tricky. It depends how fast these guys are gonna follow me. Yeah. This game's a bit iffy like that. You can see I tried to shoot her, but the game's like, no, it wasn't exactly in the reticle or whatever. So, and the like when I'm running through the little blades there, you get like Sebastian gets staggered for a second, so it's like a really like weird timing. Like, funny enough, that wasn't even the part I was actually worried about. I was actually worried about the initial like run through here. This is another part that's kind of random as well, where what enemies are spawning in. By the way, there's usually like a big hunted here that spawns immediately around the corner here. Right, let's see here. Yeah, there he is now. Right, I'm gonna do that. We should be totally fine here. Yeah, you can see we have like way more time here now. Alright, good. Okay. I would say that this was a nice like recovery or a nice reattempt. There is many ways of doing these segments, by the way. This is like one of the quickest ways of doing it. Alright, so we're going to start off this part. We're going to run up here. There's a bear trap right there. He's going to fall into that. I'm going to set down an electric bolt here. Now I'm going to wait for these. Hey, that's going to freeze all 4 of them. Alright, set down an electric bolt there. And now we should be able to just turn this. They shouldn't be able to get to us in time. These trauma enemies, man. Yeah, I need the flash bolts, which the game's not even letting me pick up yet. We don't need to turn this crank, by the way. We can actually just crouch through here. Right. Instantly turn these cranks as well. Oh boy, so yeah, we have a big Laura segment here again. Laura's big main fight here, which it's more of a, it's not like a boss fight. It's more of a, you know, a part that goes in segments or whatever, where we're mostly just running away from her, trying to escape from her. You can actually like do enough damage to her where she'll actually like go away, but she comes back in the next segment anyway. Oh, okay. Just trying to do the thing there. All right. I don't know why I just end up failing these this glitch at times. Right. All right, let's see what Laura does here. Right. She's just gonna crouch up to me here. I'm gonna wait until she tries to grab me. There should just be enough timing where we can crouch through here. There we go. Yeah, just managing the stamina here. Our very, you know, very small stamina. All right, good. See, let's pre-shoot this as well. Oh, of course the game makes me miss the shot. It's nice and convenient that we got to use the shot there, because we're going to be turning another crank as well incoming. Okay. Wait for the stamina. Yeah, so now we're on like a timer waiting for the flames to go away. So we're just gonna bait Laura over here.
Damn it.
Okay, we're gonna bait her over here. Now go over here to make her run back here. Okay. Could have went a bit quicker here, but I have to be careful. I want to see what she does here. Yeah, that should be fine here. Yeah. Okay, gotta be very quick here. This part. Ah, I didn't get the glitch. What's she doing? Right. Do that. She coming. Ah, there we go. Yeah, shoot that. Let her run into the flame. Is that our flame? There we go, it's gone now. Okay, so we have the final segment here. There's a tiny chance Laura might not spawn in here, by the way. There's something to do with this camera angle here that's changing here can prevent her from spawning in. Alright, she's here. Okay, so to jump down here, we need to shoot 3 of those little lever things here. That was a good shot. Okay. Alright, very nice. And this is all specifically timed what we're doing here. There we go. So now we're just waiting for those flames to go away now. In which they're literally actually gonna go away exactly when we're done here. Burning her and disarming this. And now it'll go literally away once we're right here. Yeah, very nicely timed. We get some trap parts and so on. And yeah, that's the final lore segment. The lore can be tricky in those parts, both the top floor and the bottom floor. But yeah, I was very happy how that went actually. You really can see the handgun glitch coming into play, you know, with this whole segment.
Shit, back here again.
Yeah, it's a very common thing we do on this run is to do close-up shots of Sebastian when we're waiting in either an elevator or a gondola.
I know you're out there. Listen to me.
Okay, up next we have the Amalgam Alpha, which we seen earlier when I was explaining the glitch with the cart where you can block you. Actually gonna fight him here. So this fight works in two waves. We've got to do a certain amount of damage to him. And then he goes to phase 2. You can't actually kill him in phase 1, by the way. You can't do like a certain amount of damage to him to actually kill him. You actually have to let him go into phase 2 before you can finish him off. We don't need that, actually. So our intention here with this fight is to use a few explosive bolts here, and a flashbulb, a couple of sniper rounds, like grenades. Let's see. If we time this right, we can stun him as well. This boss has like a big eyeball that he's looking for us with, which we can use that to stagger him. Okay. All right, that's good. There we go. There's the stagger. I'm purposely hiding behind this pillar, by the way, because that can, my own explosive bolt can hit me as well. All right. All right, there we go. So that's him doing this animation there. That's the trigger for phase 2, which he sometimes likes to not do. Even when you do enough damage, sometimes he just does not go into phase 2. All right, now we're just waiting. I'm just gonna wait. We have enough time. All right, there we go. And that's the Amalgam Alpha fight. I think I should, yeah, I'm actually gonna get the extra sniper round here. I usually would skip this because we're gonna get 2 sniper rounds in the next chapter as we're progressing, but I want to make sure we actually have enough. I want to be full. Nice. That's chapter 10. Yeah, chapter 10 was decent enough. I'd say the main thing was that part where we died with all those hunters coming after me. So yeah, big environment change now with the game. Like I said, besides like, you get to chapter 6 as well, and there's a big change with the environments. But now we're in this whole big like city section. And there's gonna be more enemies showing up with guns now as well. There already was enemies with guns, but there's some enemies now with machine guns and so on, making AKUMU even worse. Okay, we're gonna get this Magnum here. All right, so yeah, so this part here is usually when you're playing this game normally, you would usually have to go and click on a door, activate some enemies. Then you have to go like kind of backtrack to get a key to progress the game. But thankfully, there's a skip in this part we can do. So we're just gonna run to him, shoot him down to get around him. Gonna use the harpoon on this guy so he doesn't like follow me. For that. Doing very specific movement here. We're gonna climb up this ladder. Now I'm gonna nudge forward twice to be in a certain spot. Aim the gun here, and then jump here. We can jump over this gate. There we go. That part not only that skip not only, saves a good amount of time, but saves a good amount of resources as well. Usually it'd be, if I was going through that part normally, I'd be using a bunch of sniper rounds, and then usually a flash bolt and electric bolts. So yeah, we're saving a decent amount.
Oh shit.
Yeah, as long as we just shoot that body there before that scene happened, we're good to go. You can shoot her after the scene as well. There's a like big fish here, which is insta kill if he gets to you. So the first part there is we shoot the body down. For this, we can just throw the bottle there to distract it.
Sure as hell don't want to go back in the water anytime soon.
Okay. This part here is we're on a little bit of a timer right here. There's going to be a Rubik clone here that's going to spawn in, and all these hunters are going to wake up on the ground here. Thankfully, you can actually even pre-born them like that. Oh, okay. I didn't want this to happen really, but that's fine. Alright, you can actually shoot these lower arms. Nice, okay.
Some kind of fake?
Hey Dre, good to see you. Let's see, we're doing gondola skip. No, we're not doing any this is a no major glitch run. We're not doing any of the zips.
You gotta be kidding.
No zips.
This place is filthy.
There will be no bat chesting in this run.
Is this his doing?
Not if you want to. Right. Okay, another one of the hardest parts of this game, this shutter door segment. If you played Resident Evil 4, you'll be familiar with this part. Enemies are behind the shutter, they spawn in, you know. The next wave of them spawn in then. Okay. Alright, so to start this off, I need the freeze bolts. Right. Okay. Right, do that. Right, I'll knock him over. Yep. Okay. Wait for the next wave of enemies. Okay, good. There's a sniper here lurking. There he is. Very specifically, we gotta be very quick there with that. Because I gotta burn those enemies and then get ready to snipe him. We don't have much time there at all. Okay. Waiting for the next wave of enemies. Another thing you won't know, you know, if you have to play this game for 1 billion hours, you can actually skip a wave of enemies here. Yeah, so if you do this part quickly in a speedrun sense, you actually skip an extra wave of enemies, which is great. I don't even know. I don't know if that did damage to him, but we'll see here. Nah, I didn't do damage to him. All right, it's fine. We'll get an extra grenade incoming here as well. So, all right, I'm gonna go back here, get this extra sniper round. Okay. There we go. Could actually, there's actually more hanging out coming up here. So. Oh, you might have noticed Sebastian getting staggered there. That's from the sniper shot from this guy. Let me see, do that. And you can see this guy here. There we go. All right, hop down there. Get all these trap parts. What's with the punch melee tech? So there's a lot of segments in this game. It's either a walk and talk segment, or your Sebastian is walking very slowly in it, like in water or whatever, something like that. And yeah, it speeds you up and makes you go through quicker, you know. Alright, let's see. So these guys are gonna spawn down here. want to see what's going on here. I was kind of hoping he would. I'm just killing time here, just waiting for these guys to come to me. Alright. Alright, do that. Hopefully they're all flashed. Alright. Yeah, we should be good here. Yeah, so this guy here with the machine gun, he won't attack you until he gets to his little spot here. So we can just go past him there. No problem. He's a nice guy. He's fair, you know? He's like, no, my program says I have to, you know... I have to watch here. So there's the one enemy with these 3 enemies that one of them has an axe. I have to watch out for him because he can actually like throw the axe at me as I'm on the gondola here. Okay. So if you've played this game before, you probably have PTSD from this part. And keep in mind, we're playing with no upgrades, so my handgun accuracy is not increased, so this is even more troll. Okay, after that, on the way here, shoot this barrel. Timing. This don't know if this is gonna work. All right, we're good. He usually falls over when I use that first shotgun shot, but no, this is good. We got them all. I had to ignore him for a bit because we're on like a bit of a timer. I can't spend time to go back and try and attack him again. But yeah, we're just waiting. We're just gonna look at Sebastian here until this is done. We're just gonna very creepily look at Sebastian. Or him looking at us, really. Did I, yeah, I could have, yeah, I should have used another magnum shot. It doesn't really matter, because, like, we can only hold a certain amount of ammo, so... Right.
Kidman?
Alright, let's go save Jennifer Carpenter, aka Kidman.
Better get over there.
Alright. So these haunted here. These enemies are what we're gonna fight here in a bit. So we can actually pre-shoot them there. So there'll be 2 less of them once we get to there now. And it should hopefully make it more easier to get through. Which we're literally just going to use an electric bolt. They'll all run into it, and then, yeah, we burn them together. Okay, so as long as you're going through this part like as quickly as possible, we should be fine. This fish shouldn't get us. There we go. Once you get to here, you're completely fine. Alright, game, stop making me miss now. Alright. When we're running this game, we're in a constant fight. A constant argument with this game, you know, whether it's gonna make me miss shots or not. Whether how, you know, how kind it's gonna be to me. How much is it gonna troll me this run? Alright, waiting for my stamina. Bait all these guys into me. Set down the electric bolts. Okay. Very nice.
me.
If you hadn't come along.
There's a grenade there. Yeah, we don't need to get it. I do have a big urge to get it. I'm fighting with every fiber of my being. I'm trying not to go pick it up because we're on a bit of a time segment here. Okay, this is all timed here, by the way. Yeah, there's a guy with a machine gun there, and because of our stamina, I've got to time the sprinting there very carefully, or he will get me.
I'm so glad you're all right. Ever since the church,
You were at the church?
Yeah, Joseph and I. He's in bad shape, or at least he was when I last saw him.
What about the boy from the hospital? Leslie?
I found him in a cage. He freaked and ran, though.
Nothing like getting up at 3 a.m. to do a 3-hour speed run, yeah.
I think we've all been seeing
The thing is that's what this game,
Have you been having any nosebleeds?
a game like this suits, a horror game like this suits that kind of speed run, you know?
It's like he was turning into one of those things.
Maybe it doesn't affect everybody.
But yeah, again, chat, thank you everyone for making it here. Making it here so late for this run. I really appreciate it.
Did you shoot me?
You started turning into a monster.
Coming at, you know, like a graveyard shift here.
I'm sorry, but you're tainted now. You might try to stop
Bop.
me through you.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Alright, we're just waiting. More waiting.
Get it open. Get it open. Get it open.
Leslie? Leslie, is that you?
Oh boy. Here, so incoming here is a what I call the Roomba factory. There's a bunch of Roombas here which have spikes on them. And obviously it's a AKUMU, so they're randomly skewering around the area. And yeah, it's very easy to die here. It's one of the parts that I always dread doing on a AKUMU. Oh no, get away from me. Get away from me. I have to wait now. We got some bad RNG here with this. Just gonna see what he's gonna do. Okay. Alright, 2 more. I think we might be good here. Let's see. Alright, go, go, go. Nice. Wow, that was very close. Let's see, there's multiple ways we can do this part. We can use a flashbulb here, or we're just going to wait. He's going to turn around. Even when you're sprinting, he does not hear you, which is pretty funny. If these enemies sight you here in any way, it's instant game over. Where it's everything is like flammable here, so they're gonna set off their dynamite and just blow up the place. Okay. Thankfully, we can still use our flash bolt. You can use a freeze bolt as well.
Joseph.
All right, let's see here. Let's get these. Yeah. Get the ammo, the trap parts. Okay, so our next thing here is we're gonna pre-equip this Magnum here. And the beginning of the next chapter, which we're going to be on a bus. And we're going to be getting a big time save here. A big advantage with this next segment. There's going to be a big giant spider. But essentially, we discovered that if you immediately shoot the spider in the face with the Magnum, it'll like skip a bunch of phases of his attacks and so on, and quicken up the segment. Like overall, if you get the best RNG with what we skip here, we save like a minute and a half or something. I think it might even be more actually. We save a lot of time anyway. Alright, so I'm holding down the aim. Yeah, maybe shoot him in the face. Okay. I think I've only had 2 grenades on the, yeah, so I'll save them. I usually would use a grenade here to end it even quicker, but should be fine here. Oh, there's a thing there as well. Hello. Alright. The fight should end here. There we go. I'm just gonna pick up this gel, just get it out of the way. Dude. Alright. So we'll be seeing this spider again in a bit. There's gonna be like a phase 2 of it, which is basically the same fight again, but we've got to stun him. We've basically got to make him bring out those little slug things twice then in the second phase to end it.
I don't know how long we'll be safe.
But for now, we got to deal with a bunch of haunted here. So this part here is mostly on a timer. We just got to survive.
Now what?
Sebastian, they're above us. Watch out, they've got dynamite.
Okay.
One down.
Let's just do that. Yeah, so I'm shooting those boxes because there's going to be enemies that are going to pop up there as well. But they're going to hide behind those boxes, so if I shoot them, they'll hide at the other boxes. Right. So I just shot an enemy there. That enemy is holding a Molotov, and when you kill them, they respawn. But if you do a charged up harpoon shot and knock them out of the area, they don't die, and they also won't respawn then. So now there won't be any Molotov guy here anymore.
Get to cover. They're shooting from above.
Okay. Well, I guess I actually could have not crafted this harpoon.
More of them on the move.
Alright.
Don't get rattled.
Alright. So we're pretty much like free now with this part. This is what you're seeing here is just this part done very a lot of good RNG, so we're making it look easy, but this part can be very chaotic. This part can go very wrong very easily, so
More of them.
this is nice that it's being so chill to us.
While we're waiting for the next part of the boss to start, mind if I make a few announcements?
Yeah, go on ahead.
Great. All right. If you missed out on any of the Hotfix shows or past events, you can visit and subscribe at youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. As well, you can go to GamesDoneQuick.com/Hotfix to check out this season's lineup and check out the schedule for an in-depth look at all the week's runs. As well, GDQ's AAPI celebration will be on May 3rd and 4th. Celebrate AAPI Heritage Month with a weekend full of Asian and Pacific Islander speedrunners. Use !AAPI in chat for more information on that.
That was a close one.
Alright, so yeah, once again, we're gonna pre-equip the Magnum, do the same thing that we did before. This time the spider is 2 phases, so we're only gonna be able to like sort of skip the first phase of his attacks here.
Keep us to the left up here.
Alright, Magnum. See what's going on here. Hopefully we can get rid of all these without any problem. So, these things initially don't actually kill you. Like, the first time they grab you is not a kill. It's actually the second one that comes after you that'll actually kill you. Joseph is helping us with that stagger as well, which is nice. Alright, I gotta watch out, look at what attack he's doing and adjust to whatever the attack is. Alright. Okay, we got some grenade RNG. Right, good. I hate that a lot of gel is dropped. I want to pick this up for the segment's going to end like quickly soon here, so I'm going to do this quickly. Right. Okay.
Where are we headed?
No! Just get us out of here.
There's an ambulance there.
That's a lot of juice that we can't
Some kind of
use.
first aid. I'll go.
No, I'll do it. Don't let any of them on board.
Alright, another segment where a lot of haunted, some with dynamite, some with have guns. Usual trolling here. Okay. Let's flash these ones. Shoot that. Make the stamina there. Okay. Should be fine here. Yeah, just waiting for the stamina as always. Okay, good. Hopefully we can just like run through this here. Oh man, see, it's like literally impossible to get past here without getting rid of this guy. So we're gonna snipe him there. Just gonna walk here a bit. These guys are doing. Oh, we got an aggressive hunted there. Nice. I'm trying to think how many deaths we have in this run so far. I think it's 3. I feel like it's 3.
I'm gonna push through. It's gonna get a little rough.
I'd say the worst one out of the deaths is the sadist in chapter 3. That was unfortunate. That was like the least amount out of any like death. That was like the last thing I expected. Which I should have expected that the game would mess with me with the the missed shots, the bullets flinging anywhere when you're trying to shoot the sadist in the head.
Kidman?
Kidman!
Is that acid?
All right. So yeah, this chapter we're actually going to get a good amount of trap parts, which is nice. We'll be doing some scavenging, some farming.
Jesus. What could cause this much damage? Is that a subway sticking out of the ground?
Yeah, but look how it's positioned. If we can get over there, we might be able to use it to get across.
Let's just concentrate on getting out of here.
Okay. Still hanging over there. I don't think we need to actually grab it.
No, don't risk it.
Hold on. I think I see another way down. I'll meet you on a lower level.
Okay, so yeah, this incoming part, this apartment section, we're gonna run into the keeper again here. He's just gonna pass by as like a little scripted scene. We do actually see him a few times actually in this chapter. But then after that, it's gonna be a bunch of haunted waiting for us. Some of them have crossbows with explosive bolts. Some have guns. There's a Ruvik clone as well. Or we're going to do a nice little baiting strat. First thing I'm going to do here is go over here. Wait for this guy to see me. Purposely let him run into this tripwire here. Right, there we go. Should be able to just burn this guy here. I'm just walking there to trigger him. That Ruvik clone doesn't trigger unless you walk to a certain spot. Okay, I'm using the bottle to bait. So this bottle here is going to bait every enemy in this whole area. Right. Okay, we just let them pass by. Nice. So we've essentially switched places with the haunted here. You know, they're ended up at the spot where we came from, and now we're going to the exit. Kind of a funny strat. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, let's go over here. There's a haunted here. I think he has a gun. Yeah, I was wondering if this guy had a gun or a crossbow. Alright, let's do that. There's the keeper. We're just gonna freeze him. Just so we have enough time to shoot the trap here and then disarm this this little trap here with the acids. I'm actually so glad these acid traps gives us trap parts as well. Oh, another thing, I actually could have used another magnum shotgun. Yeah, that's another thing I need to constantly remind myself. Like, I could have used 2 other magnum shots anywhere I wanted there in the game.
Has to let them know he has
Because, like, we can only carry, like, 12 magnum shots.
Gets his victim all worked up. His unholy
And we're always going to be running into those 3 shots there, so...
what was going on. I could see it, but I couldn't turn back. I had to know. I had to know the truth.
Usually I would use one of them just before the gondola.
Lady, level with me.
Or use an extra shot on the spider on the
If
boss.
one wishes to survive, one would do well to consider who they trust.
But essentially, overall, we want to use up 4 Magnum rounds. If we want to, you know, optimize how many we're getting. Or, you know, that we pick up, like, the maximum amount.
Joseph?
Alright, we have another segment here with the Roombas again. The difference with this part is a little bit more of a tighter space, and depending on how you do this part, you can get multiple of them where they have explosives on them. Which, if you don't trigger any of the tripwires here, I think you only deal with one of them.
Now what?
I think only one of them have an explosive on them. Alright, it's good. It'd be kind of tricky to shoot the Roomba with the shotgun there. Okay, just wait for the flame. I'm wondering. He should have. Let's just get rid of him. Just get that. Okay. There's another flame thing here. I'm wondering what's going on with this Roomba. What's he doing? Is he coming up here or what? Just gonna wait. There we go. Nice. Set that here. Right, let's see what these are doing. Yeah, there's the explosive Roomba here. Okay, nice. We're doing good resource-wise. With this category, you're more like using, you know, obviously whatever we can get, and you can't save a lot of resources in this game by using the environment and so on, or whatever the game throws at you, because there is a lot of stuff in this game that's around in the areas and so on. Oh, nice. It's a good shot. It's random where that Roomba spawns, so... Right. Nice. It's good. See, to progress the game or finish this part, we need to kill the Keeper 3 times. Nice. Hey there, Moon.
God damn it.
All right, chat. We got 2 chapters to go here now. We're just at the end of this chapter now.
Fuck.
We're doing good. We're doing good.
I'd better find Kidman.
Let's see, we have 28 trap parts. I'm wondering if I have, like, or I'm not even sure if I already have too many trap parts or not, because we will be, like, that is actually a lot of trap parts to have, but it is, in this run, oh, Very easy to burn through them all. We're going to be using a lot of electric bolts and all that incoming. Alright. Yeah, I used it around like chapter 5 and 6. I used up a lot of emergency flash bolts because the game was trying to troll.
Joseph, you've got to be alive.
Alright, we ended up at a subway here. Okay, so incoming here, there's going to be a Ruvik clone waiting for us down here. Same as an invisible hunter that's like right there in front of us. Alright, we're just going to run here, set down the electric bolts. Okay, we should be fine to just run through here. Very good. We'll have our last flash bolt we need here. So yeah, a lot of enemies here as well. There's a sniper, a guy with a machine gun, there's a Ruvik clone. But we can actually do this part very easily if we just simply run over here. And if you just run over here to this corner, go over here. Use the flash here. There we go. We just run through here. Waiting for this guy. Very good. Yeah, all that specific timing there with that, getting to that ending of that subway there. I need to sprint at a certain point because that last haunted there, I need him to hear my footsteps to bait him to the door so I can shoot him into the explosive bolts. Alright, yeah, just casually strolling through here, through these alter egos again. I need to run here to trigger this next thing here, yep. Sometimes, so that's like a trigger there with the enemy breaking through that little thing, that little vent. Which I've noticed if I specifically run to the wall on the way back, you know, where the rat's running into the thing, you know, I turn around there and run to the wall, I notice like it triggers quicker then, rather than if you like if you just try to run up to the vent by yourself, a lot of the time the trigger won't happen. So yeah, these are a lot of the little things I'm thinking of while I'm generally going through the run. Okay, shooting a shot here because we're gonna use the reload glitch again incoming. So usually this part here would be like no problem on a regular AKUMU run where we can actually upgrade the stamina. But because we have baby stamina, it's a little more different. Alright. Hopefully I can just run through here. Hello. Okay, thank you. Just waiting for the stamina. Alright, very good. Get him out of the way. Yeah, that second one there that came through, he usually always enters into like a quick grab animation, so but that third one then you can usually just ignore him. Alright, so yeah, I'm crafting 2 electric bolts and putting the magnum into the quick slot. We're gonna need that for the next boss fight here. So yeah, another thing is if we were just doing like a regular AKUMU run, we would usually upgrade the magnum for this fight as well, in which we would have a 40% damage increase. So we have 40% less damage now with the magnum. So we got to do the fight in a different way. I got to be more particular with the headshots here. Okay, we're gonna set down electric bolts. Here we go. 3 shots, aiming at a certain spot, that headshot in there. Alright, there we go. No, still one more shot. Fine. Alright, he's still not dead apparently. He should be dead. There we go. Nice. So that's the Quell boss fight. Need to do certain headshots at a certain point and all that. He has like multiple phases as well, so it's very timed. When you do like a certain amount of damage, he enters phase 2 and he jumps into the ceiling. So I'm like doing a certain amount of damage at a certain point, and you can actually sort of entrap him in an animation while he's going into phase 2, so he can't actually jump into the ceiling then. Another thing as well, I'm intending to end that fight with like 3 or 2 magnum rounds, so having 4 at the moment is pretty nice. Mostly I'm thinking that I really only need 2 magnum rounds, because I want 2 magnum rounds for the... There's going to be a sadist that's going to show up in chapter 15 coming up. And he has an RPG. Usually I'd be using 2 magnum shots on him. So because we have these 2 extra shots, it'll either be as an emergency in case I miss a magnum shot. That can happen. And then I'll be using them on one of the keepers as well. Alright, crafting another electric bolts. We're crafting a lot of electric bolts here. And we're using 1 here, and then... Well, I'm trying to think how many we're going to use in the next chapter.
You have no credentials. You'd never appear.
I think we're going to use like 5 electric bolts incoming in the next chapter. I think overall we're using about 6 now. It might actually be 7. Let's see.
No matter. I have what
I'm pretty sure it's probably about 6. It feels like 7 though. It's a lot of electric bolts anyway, and keep in mind it costs 4 trap parts per electric bolts.
You wouldn't dare. You couldn't complete it without me.
Precisely.
See, this is all unskippable here. Just gonna wade through this.
trying to make me feel sorry for you?
Okay. So yeah, like before, we'll just shoot this guy down. Very nice. All right, everybody, we got one chapter to go. Yeah, overall, I would say this has been a pretty decent run. A lot of segments went better than I thought they would.
Nobody here at all? Ruvik?
Losing our minds. Losing
Leslie!
our minds.
Leslie!
Losing our minds.
Leslie!
Losing our minds. Losing our minds. Losing our minds.
Don't mind Leslie, he's just doing his usual thing of losing his mind.
This way.
Alright, so yeah, we have a bit of a running segment here. As we're making our way to the last segment. We have a big, like, sort of gauntlet fighting coming. Then we'll be fighting the sadist into the double keepers. Another Silent Hill 2 reference where you fight two pyramid heads. You fight two keepers together in this game.
Where are you taking me?
This way.
It's going to come down.
Sebastian! Leslie!
Yeah, man, I think I might have I might have overloaded with the amount of trap parts I picked up actually in the last segments. We'll see actually coming up. I still do gotta craft another like 3 electric bolts, and then we gotta craft a bunch of explosive bolts as well. So it might be copium what I'm saying there.
Beacon, just like Joseph said.
Ugh, be very annoying trying to get through this part here.
I knew it.
Oh man, so yeah, we're back to the beginning here, but things are different. We can actually sprint now. Cool detail. You can actually see this that little vent there, by the way. When you're playing in chapter 1, you can see that like vent that Sebastian jumps down from. Let's see what we're doing. Yeah, we should be fine. Imagine we should be fine with these amount of trap parts. There is so back just there before in that sewer, there is 5 trap parts I can pick up as an emergency in case I ended up using a lot of them up.
I want to go home.
Leslie?
I don't want to go there.
Okay, one of the last close-up shots of Sebastian. We still got more. The close-up shots aren't done. Hey, we're finally here. Took a lot of baby sprinting, a lot of, running for 3 seconds, getting tired, rinse, repeat. Okay.
Damn it! Hey!
So yeah, this is like Ruvik's last, big attempt of stopping us, sending his army after us again here. So this part here works in a lot like the previous segments of the game. A lot of the part works in waves. So we're gonna start off by immediately running over here. Going over here for the first wave of enemies. Actually on a bit of a tight timer here. You can see the way how quickly this scene happens here. You gotta go up there very quickly. You wanna be able to stagger them. Right. First group of enemies. The next group of enemies are gonna be here. Right. So another one, there we go. Alright, we got all 4 of them, good. That's what I'm watching out for. I think I craft too many electric bolts. Or actually, I might be fine. Okay. Is this yeah, alright, that got him. Nice. Alright. So this is sort of the first phase here. We have a bit of time before the next wave of enemies that are going to spawn out. So we can spend that time just going over here, getting all the trap parts here that we can get. Alright, set down 2 electric bolts here. It's a little bit risky what I'm doing here, but I think we should be fine. There's more wave of haunted incoming here. Right. I think as long as we're quick enough here, we're good to go. Okay. Alright, 3 shots there. Now it should just be 2 Magnum rounds. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. So this part's a little bit funny. These haunted here, they don't attack you unless you walk forward here. So they're just like, you know, they're AFK. So we can just stop there once we enter and just snipe them off. Alright, get some sniper ammo here. I didn't know if I already had a explosive bolt crafted or not. Okay. Alright, so yeah, 2 keepers are going to spawn here. We're going to pre-set up a bunch of explosive bolts from them. In which, for no upgrades, it's best to put down, if you have enough trap parts, if you set down 7, that's more than enough. By the way, it does matter if you separate them as well. The damage, like, it goes off, doesn't go off if you set them all in one spot. Alright, we're gonna wait. You have iframes. There we go. Alright, here we go. Not sure if I actually needed to shoot him twice there, but yeah. Cool.
Ruvik. I created this.
So that's really like the end of the main gameplay of the game. We still got like the ending boss segment incoming, but yeah, that's like really the final boss where we're actually using our resources and all that. Okay, I'm gonna have to reload here. Right. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, what's going on? Invite the eyeball lights. If we get sighted by these, we get teleported back to the beginning of the segment. Can't shoot there, just wait. And shoot that. Okay, we can use a flash on these eyes here. To watch my stamina there. Nice, we're doing good. All right, chat. I got one last. We got one last close up of Sebastian here for you to enjoy. Yeah, but before we wrap up, you know.
If I make it out alive, I'm never riding in an elevator again.
Oh.
It can't be.
Yep, this is the AKUMU. We're doing a AKUMU without upgrading or using keys. Which literally just finish here. All right, so yeah, incoming here. This is basically like sort of like an on rails thing where you literally just gotta hold forward, and there's gonna be like a thing in our way that's gonna try and attack us, but you just gotta move out of the way. All right, so we're just gonna run over here. Okay, we're gonna stay hard left here. This will avoid all the attacks. And coming up here, we're going to be using a Gatling gun on a Humvee, in which, because we're playing the game on higher frame rate, it actually makes the Gatling gun shoot faster. So it's the fire rate on it is way faster. So we can do a lot more DPS. Hopefully, like, end the fight, like, quicker. Okay. So, you'll see, like, there's, like, a little thing that's telling you to shoot at the weak spot. But you actually want to shoot his brain to end it, like, quickly. There's a bit of, like, RNG to it. With how, like, good you shoot or whatever. If you get like good RNG, you can end this like really fast. Alright, we're not getting the good RNG because you can, I'm pretty sure you can end it like right here. Let's see. Yeah, we would have been able to end this by now and all. Alright. Okay, that's decent enough. So I'm not too sure like how these two parts work together, but there's definitely something related with the damage that you do and how much you hit his brain there in that part with this part here. But our intention here now is we're going to try and hit him in his brain as much as possible. We can get like a really fast fight here if we get good RNG. Get good timing. It's actually really hard to get the timing of the rockets here. Alright, let's see what we get here. Alright, we didn't get the first rocket off. Alright. Okay. Just wait. Yeah, should be fine. Alright, another headshot, that's good. Okay, another headshot I think will actually finish him. I'm actually not going to shoot him again here because there might be a trap. I'm going to wait. This might actually end up getting me killed, so there's like sort of a scripted attack you can do here when he gets close to you here. It probably looks like you don't want to do that, but no, there's a scripted attack here. There we go. Nice. Okay, we got one more shot to do here. All right, very nice. Yeah, ladies and gents, that is Evil Within 1 AKUMU without upgrades or keys. Still got a little bit of time here before like the run finishes or whatever. But yeah, we had this is actually an amazing chapter 15 anyway. I don't really feel like much went wrong here, so...
I created this world. You cannot keep me here.
Ruvik.
Let's put the exclamation point in the run by stomping the brain.
Finish this.
All right, so we have timing coming here. So once we skip this first cutscene and coming here, that's when the run finishes. The IGT stops.
Leave that one. And those two. They're not going anywhere. No one can.
Yeah, chat, everybody. Thank you all so much, everyone, for being here. All right. All right, so time coming in 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice. Okay. Let's see what the IGT is. Let's say it's like it's 307 because I remember we restarted chapter 3 and all that.